Jay Sproul, movies, music, sports, and life. Happy New Year, happy 2025. How y'all feeling, man? I spent my entire week on vacation. I guess I got somewhat of a mini vacation before I get back in the classroom January 6th. And before I get into Uncle Murder, I definitely want to know is there anything out there that y'all want to change for 2025? A lot of people have kind of complained over the years that New Year's resolutions are overrated, and it's just my personal opinion. I think people who say New Year's resolutions are overrated are people who could not achieve what they wanted to achieve. And psychologically and in your heart, it really bothers you when you see people online or you talk to people and they're talking about their New Year's resolutions, what they're going to do different. It irritates you because some of them may be full of crap and just talking. But even if they're not full of crap and they're not just talking, they actually get theirs done. It just irritates you inside because you didn't get yours done. So I believe in them. Maybe I'm a little less focused on telling people about it and telling people what mine are. But man, I've slimmed down a lot. That was part of my goal heading into 2025, and I said I'm gonna lay off sugar. But see, the thing about New Year's resolutions is that you can hold yourself to it, at least at the start. You know, like I didn't have any sugar today, and I told myself I may not have had any on the 31st either. But at any rate, Uncle Murder, man, how many of y'all listen? Well, it said 427,000 people listen. So here's the funny part about Uncle Murder doing his wrap up this year is that this is a blog. I think sometimes y'all get bored when I have exact stuff. Like I got the exact notes. I know he said this in this year's blog. He said this in this year's blog. But y'all know what I'm about to say. I want to say this is his 10th one. At least in two other blogs, two other wrap ups, he said, I'm done. This is my last one. I'm not doing this no more. I remember hearing it twice. So this would be the third time that he said it. And do I believe him? Kind of, because just like what I said about the New Year's resolutions, even though he's been out since like 2011, so what is that? That's like 14 years. Um, he's been out for like 14 years and he's never really blown up. The best song I ever remember about him was called "Hard to Kill," and it was right after he got pow powed and survived. But I don't know. I think he should transition into something else. If he feels frustrated that people don't like his real music, but everybody tunes in to the wrap up, it's so ironic that he did skills for saying that and was taunting skills, talking about nobody want to hear your music. Ain't it ironic, Uncle Murder, that nobody really wants to hear yours other than this? And he didn't say that's why this is gonna be his last one. I'm done with this ish, but hey man, I'm a former hip hop artist, man. I dedicated. Well, I started at age 20, uh, and I didn't stop until 34. Yeah, man, I dedicated 14 years of my life, to trying to make music and taking music very seriously. So, um, I know what it feels like to not feel appreciated. But the ironic thing about Uncle Murder talking about this is his last wrap up is that Skills from Richmond, Virginia, he took 2 years off and came back with his. And they the complete opposite of songs. Skills made sure he didn't cuss in his, and a few times when he cussed, he bleeped it out. His was only 4 minutes long. He had a lot of positive things to say, but I will give Uncle Murda credit. Uh, Uncle Murda seemed a lot less vicious this time, and maybe that's part of why he just said he's done dealing with it, because he takes a lot of vicious shots at people and laughs. K. Michelle, other people, and I kind of think he got tired of potentially having beef with people over one 15-minute song that he does at the end of the year. Um, but he kind of did the. I noticed y'all that have y'all noticed that he's kind of recycling the same R&B beats. I've heard the Isley Brothers Between the Sheets before. Yeah, it seems like he does that a lot, but it's a good approach. Like, it's real soulful, it's real laid back, and you can get into it. Um, I think probably the most interesting thing he said when he was talking about the Drake versus Kendrick beef, he was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm the only one who felt like Drake was winning this ish at first. And if you can't say anything else about Uncle Murder, you got to commend him for being an honest dude. And I think the only ones of us that really had Drake winning at first was the ones that really didn't know Kendrick. For those of us that really know Kendrick, when Drake dropped them first two songs, for those of us that really know him, said, this isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? We was basing that just off of the bars on him and Metro Boomin and Future, just those bars. That little 16 line drop, 8 bars. Those of us that knew Kendrick was like, this isn't enough. Even though I think Family Matters was pretty tough, I'm one of the few people that can admit I like the AI Snoop and the AI Tupac, the Taylor Made diss. Mainly because I thought that Drake's final verse was the best out of the three he did. No, 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 Zayn. You following through. Like he was saying some tight stuff in there. But Uncle Murda, being true to who he is, just said it. He thought he had Drake winning at first. What else stood out? I think, like I said, he wasn't as vicious this year. Like, he talked about Diddy, but he didn't really drag Diddy through the mud. So I think I think Uncle Murda kind of has somewhat of a code. Being a New Yorker, I feel like he feels like I can't drag another New Yorker completely through the mud. Even with Joe Budden, how he added, you could tell because the Joe Budden thing just came out on New Year's Day, so they went in the studio and just added that the day of at the end, the acapella where he was going at Joe Budden for nasty, nasty work of going to his neighbor's house trying to punch the key code with nothing on in his birthday suit. But he called him weird, but it wasn't even that vicious. I'm trying to think if he said anything else that was really like like a real shot. But he was pretty mellow this time, man. He really wasn't that vicious, and that kind of surprised me. But that probably means that he got it honest. He just doesn't have the heart and the passion to keep doing this anymore, and we respect it. It's a cool thing, to do every year. But yeah, I can see after 10 years, you don't want to be known as the guy that's all I do. Man, I'm Jay Spruill. Movies, music, sports, and life. I hope you all have a wonderful 2025.